Yo, what is going on, fam? We have a presidential election looming, and everybody keeps talking about the left and the right, and they miss exactly what's there in front of them.
What?
Presidential pets, of course.
Of course.
First up, we have none other than George Washington. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, please just whip out a dollar bill. That picture that's there, that's him. Did you know that OG
Gangsta
actually started a dog breed?
What?
That is alive and well today.
No way.
That's right. George Washington, he was an avid fox hunter. So he wanted a fast, agile dog to help him catch fox.
What does the fox say?
So he crossbred his black and tan coonhound with French hounds and created the American Foxhound.
American Foxhound males average 23 to 25 inches tall and weigh between 75 and 80 pounds. Females are generally smaller, averaging in height from 21 to 24 inches and weighing 45 to 60 pounds.
According to the AKC. So, let's stop right there for a second.
1 second later.
That means this dude was a breeder.
You serious?
George Washington was a breeder.
Oh, bingo.
All right, let's continue. Washington had more than 20 dogs. And check out the names he was naming his dogs. His favorite, Sweet Lips, he had Tipsy,
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Tippler, Chloe, Drunkard, and Vulcan,
Live long and prosper.
amongst many. Now, after further research, I also found this out about George Washington. Washington cared for his dogs diligently, visiting the kennels morning and night. Sounds like somebody I know. Yeah. All right, next up. Listen. Have you ever wondered why it is that the name Fido reverberates in American society for dogs?
Come again.
Fido, it's got to be one of the most common dog names out there.
It's true.
All right, so let me let you in. Fido was actually Abraham Lincoln's dog. And back then, presidents were like the movie stars. Whatever they did or whatever they had, society would try and replicate. All right, real quick, there's a nice little story on Fido. Before Abraham Lincoln won his presidency, Fido used to enjoy long walks with his human. But when Lincoln won the presidency, Fido kind of had a hard time adapting to the White House. So the Lincolns had to make a difficult decision and let Fido go to a friend, but under 4 conditions. Never tie up Fido outdoors alone. Number 2, never yell at him for having muddy paws in the house. Number 3, always allow him in the house when he scratches the door. Number 4, let him freely walk around the dinner table. And so Fido didn't forget Lincoln. Lincoln actually sent him with a custom-made couch so he can nap. Guys, I want you to watch the video all the way to the end because we're actually going to be spinning for a prize for one of our members that's actually sharing our content. See you at the end. Next up, we have Theodore Roosevelt. You ever heard the term teddy bear? You're looking right at him because that's where the term came from.
I knew it.
Now, Theodore was president for 8 years, from 1901 to 1909. Now, this dude had pretty much a zoo in the White House. He had badgers.
Badgers?
He had kangaroo rats. But his favorite of all was a bull terrier named Pete. Now, unfortunately, there's no known photos of Pete or his son Repeat. Repeat. I just threw that in there.
Not bad.
Now, Pete was best known for biting White House staff and visitors on the ankles.
Look at the ankles on that girl.
Now, you know, old Teddy would come up with excuses and even come out and say that he was ridiculously affectionate. In 1907, Teddy ran out of excuses because Pete decided to chase a French ambassador up a tree. Vive la France. And because of this unforgivable incident, Pete was sent to live with a local doctor who within weeks sent him right back to the White House. There you have it. Next up is none other than Teddy's 5th cousin. Yeah, man, some craziness going on with this family. Franklin D. Roosevelt, from 1933 to 1945, was one of our presidents. He started out with 8 dogs while he was serving the White House.
Damn.
And he had one Scottish Terrier by the name of Fala that he was in love with. So check this out. Fala was treated so well in the White House, every morning they would actually serve him on a presidential platter, put a bone on there for him. Oh, but I thought you shouldn't be feeding dogs bones. Yeah, they didn't care about that stuff back then. He slept on an exclusive chair at the foot of Roosevelt's bed. FDR actually loved showing off what Fala could do, especially one neat little trick where it would fold up his lips into a smile. Now check this out. Fala is the first American presidential dog that actually has a statue, making it immortalized. He's also the first presidential dog to receive the honor of man's best friend. I didn't do it before. George, I knew you missed something, man. Even as a breeder, you should have been the one putting statues of your dogs. What type of breeder are you? Calvin Coolidge, 1923 to 1929. Booming 20s. All right, check it out. Calvin Coolidge, I don't know, man. He had 23 animals in the White House, including multiple dogs, birds, cats, a donkey, a bobcat, and of course, Miss Coolidge's beloved raccoon. But one of their favorites was a white collie named Rob Roy. And it is said that he often accompanied Miss Coolidge around Washington, D.C. whenever she went shopping, and he also slept in their bedroom. Now get this, the name Rob Roy actually came from a popular cocktail during Prohibition. Rob Roy is the first pet to actually make it on an official White House photo, as First Lady Gracie Godhue Coolidge included Rob Roy in her official painting. Next up, this is gonna be surprising. We got John F. Kennedy and his dog Pushinka. See, Pushinka was a celebrity from the get. Her mom was the first dog to ever go up to space and come back. At the time, that was a pretty big deal. She was also accused of being a Russian puppy spy. Could only imagine how many x-rays they did on this poor dog. Lastly, she did help save the world from nuclear destruction.
What are you talking about?
Sort of. Kinda. Let me let you in.
Please?
So, according to BBC News, it all started out when First Lady Jackie Kennedy actually took a liking to Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev's, sounds like a wrestler,
Just a little beyond the breaking point.
famous astronaut dog during a state dinner and asked if she had any puppies. A few months later, guess what? Puppy arrives to the White House. Pushinka. Now check it out. While tensions ran high during the Cold War and even the Cuban Missile Crisis, many believe that JFK and Nikita Khrushchev had a little bit more communication than usual, and it has something to do with the gifts they would exchange, in particular this dog Pushinka, and thus she was credited for saving the world from the brink of war. I told you all that to tell you this: the only multivitamin we use is Nuvet and New Joint DS. Yeah, DS for double strength. If you're looking to get your dog healthy, if you're looking to fix orthopedic issues that may be caused due to dietary insufficiencies, Nuvet and New Joint DS are here for you. I'm gonna go ahead and leave their code right over here, as you can't buy this in stores. You need a code to be able to order online. Next up, we have Ronald Reagan from 1981 to 1989. Listen to this story. Reagan receives Lucky. He's a Bouvier de Fondé, whatever that is, as a gift, and affectionately names him after Miss Reagan's mother. Named the dog after his mother-in-law, Edith Luckett Davis. Talk about spicing up some family relationships. But soon Reagan found out that this type of breed weighs anywhere between 77 and 100 pounds. And it was a large dog and it required a lot of exercise. So the Reagans went ahead and sent Lucky to their ranch out in California. Yeah. Out there, he could run and jump on people and whatnot. Not only that, he could bump into Nancy and knock her down. They want to make sure there was no accidents in the White House at the time. Next up, we got Bill Clinton, 1993 to 2001. And his chocolate lab, Buddy. Man, what a creative name, Buddy. So it turns out Bill Clinton named his dog Buddy after his great uncle, Henry Buddy Grisham, who used to raise and train dogs for about 50 years. Another breeder and trainer. Now, Buddy, right, he had a family member. His name was Socks. See, and Socks and Buddy, they were known for terrorizing within the White House. They used to fight like true siblings. They even became subject to the book Dear Socks, Dear Buddy, Kids' Letters to the First Pets.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate. In fact, it was wrong. It constituted a critical lapse in judgment and a personal failure on my part, for which I am solely and completely responsible.
Next up, we have Barack Obama, 2009 to 2017, and his dog Bo, Portuguese water dog. So the way Bo made it to the White House is that Obama promised his daughters that if he won the presidential election, they could have a dog. So check this out. In 2008, Bo's first picture actually went viral, and he became so popular they actually made a plush toy out of him. He was also the subject of 4 books. Bo actually traveled on Air Force One with the family and met many world leaders. Bo and his sister Sunny, who actually joined the family in 2013. We're this close from getting kidnapped or dognapped. Luckily, Secret Service stepped in and nothing happened.
Secret Service says first dogs, Bo and Sonny Obama, were the target of a kidnap plot. The alleged kidnapper is identified as 49-year-old Scott Stockard of North Dakota, shown in this 2012 mugshot. He was arrested at this Hampton Inn near the White House.
Next up, we have the Honorable Joe Biden. And did you know that Joe Biden is the only president I know with his own language?
Of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah.
It's either that or he's reading backwards.
Kleptocracy.
He said what?
And Joan Shingang, I'm going to pronounce it, Shanga,
What?
$159 billion left. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to what am I doing here?
The what? Oh yeah, from 2021 to present. Now, all kidding aside, I gotta give Biden props for this one, as Biden's dog, Major, is the first shelter dog to make it to the White House. Oh, good for you, Joe Biden. I'll go back and eat some more of that vanilla pudding. Now, his other dog, Champ, was actually at the White House, but not when he was president, when he was vice president.
A major problem at the White House. Major, the dog, making headlines again. He has nipped someone for the second time.
The dog days could be over. In a new development, Commander Biden, the president's 2-year-old German Shepherd, has been removed from the White House after a string of biting incidents.
Hey, buddy, this way. Over here, buddy. Come back. You're heading in the wrong direction. President Biden, you're going the wrong way. You need to go that way. You're going... Come on back. Now, what was his campaign slogan? Yes, let's go, Brandon.
Moment. Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon.
No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
I know what you're thinking. What about Trump? Well, I'll have you know that President Trump had no pets in the White House.
Because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection. Excuse me, we can only re-elect Donald Trump.
Here's a little something you didn't know. So during the Civil War, Tad Lincoln, this is President Lincoln's son, fell in love with a turkey that was gifted to the White House for Christmas dinner. All in all, he named him Jack, and he loved his turkey. So little Tad knew he had to stand up for Jack somehow. So he barged into a meeting, tears in his eyes, and asked his dad to please pardon his turkey, which President Lincoln actually went ahead and did. But it wasn't until 1947 that President Harry Truman actually pardoned the first national Thanksgiving turkey. You're wondering, why is that wheel rolling? It's rolling so we could actually announce the prize. And if this is your name down here, you have 1 week to claim it. So make sure to download QBN app and find Holland Custom Designs. Let him know you're the winner. You're also gonna have to show proof. Now guys, if you could only imagine, these presidential dogs were eating fantastic. A lot of you are hitting me up asking me constantly, what's the best kibble to feed our dogs? Now, I don't personally feed kibble, but there's a reason for it. If you wanna know why it is I don't feed kibble, and you want to know what's the best dog food out there, make sure to go ahead and click on this next video.